with Tom Cooper. Now, Sean Abbott, the New South Wales fast bowler who's bowled about 5 overs today, has been bowling quite aggressively. He bowled a bouncer. It hit Phil Hughes. Not 100% sure exactly where the impact
between New South Wales and South Australia. Now, you have to excuse the pictures because they are a bit grainy. These have been taken off the internet, and this is a developing story as we speak. He was 63 not out, stood there quite stunned for a while, then face first straight into the pitch. Now, medicos came onto the ground. The play was abandoned temporarily at the time. Doctors worked on him for up to 30 minutes. Before play was abandoned completely for the day. He was knocked out cold, and there were reports that CPR was attempted too. He's currently listed as critical, has been rushed to hospital. A helicopter did arrive on the ground at the SCG, but he did leave via road in an ambulance. As mentioned, he is at hospital as we speak in a critical condition. He's playing in this match, 63 not out at the stage, trying to put his hand up to replace the injured Michael Clarke in the first test against India next week at the Gabba starting on Thursday week. So, look, we're only getting bits and pieces of information out of the Sydney Cricket Ground as we speak, but the pictures really do speak for themselves as well. And the cricket fraternity right around the country at the moment, where there are Sheffield Shield games going on all around in the lead up to this test series with players vying for 1 or 2 spots. This has sort of taken everyone a bit by shock. So no play for the rest of the day at the Sydney Cricket Ground, with all the thoughts from the cricket world firmly on Philip Hughes making some sort of recovery from this. But it was very clear he was knocked out, David. Quite a shock too for those there at the ground obviously seeing this. There were also reports that curtains were draped around Philip Hughes whilst he was being worked on by medical teams as well. So scary stuff and quite unexpected too. Somehow, obviously, despite wearing a helmet, suffering
nicely at the SCG, playing for South Australia against New South Wales, when he went for a pull shot and missed, and he was hit in the lower left-hand side of his head. Now, the vision that you're going to see here wasn't actually broadcast, but it was being live streamed, hence why it's a little bit ropey. But you see him reeling away and then holding himself up before he falls flat on his face, seemingly unconscious. Obviously, the players rush in to help him, and medics are on hand very quickly. He was given mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, and it's believed that he also stopped breathing out in the middle of the SCG. He was then flown to St Vincent's Hospital, where, as I said, he's in a critical condition. Teammates rushed to his side, including Michael Clarke. Now, he was expected
started to look a little dazed, and then he actually just started swaying and then fell sort of flat on his face. As soon as it happened, Dave Warner, of course former teammate and came through the youth ranks with New South Wales, he started sprinting off the field with the urgency that I've not seen on a cricket field, shouting for an ambulance towards the dressing room. At that point, players started to converge around him. Eventually, there was a Medicab, as you said, taken out onto the field. They managed to get him on there, and they took him straight off, where the New South Wales club doctor came straight over and started to administer CPR. And like I say, Matt, it's the sort of urgency that I haven't seen before in an emergency situation at the cricket. I've not seen anything quite like this before. And it was interesting to see Tom Cooper come over, and he looked quite emotional. Dave Warner, I've looked at the vision, he was sort of with him all the way on the Medicab, and he looked quite concerned as well, sort of head in his hands. Now, as I speak right now, there's helicopters have landed. Now, the people in the crowd have started to be taken away by police escorting them out of the ground. So, Matty, it's certainly a very grim scene here.
OK, Drew, absolutely horrible scene.
He's in a critical condition. He arrived in a critical condition and he remains in a critical condition. He's undergoing surgery as we speak.
What sort of surgery, and what do you know anything? Can you shed any details about what they're actually doing?
No, look, I couldn't comment on that, just to say that he is undergoing surgery at the moment.
And his treatment while he's been here, what have they done? Scans, things like that?
Yeah, when he arrived, he underwent a set of scans to establish the extent of his, and a decision was made to surgery.
Can you describe the injuries, David? What sort of trauma to the head are we talking?
No, look, I'm sorry. All I could confirm is that he did sustain a head injury and that he's in a critical condition at the moment.
Has his condition changed since arriving?
No, he arrived in a critical condition and he remains in a critical condition at the moment.
He's got lots of people around him, doesn't he?
That's correct. He's got loved ones here at the hospital.
He got here pretty quickly. Did that help with his treatment?
I couldn't comment.
Can you just explain about that, the ventilator?
Look, I understand he was ventilated at the scene and arrived at St Vincent's already ventilated and on life support, and he underwent scans and then he went to surgery.